How's it going, everyone? Electron Man. Well, we're back at the realistic DX-120. We're actually done recapping it and cleaning and putting back together, obviously other than the cover, but now we're to the alignment stage. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the IF transformer. I'm going to align it to the input frequency transformer. And basically the way you do it is you create on your signal generator, which I'm using a BK model 2050 signal generator. I'm generating a 455 megahertz, you can see from my frequency counter, a 455 megahertz signal. And from that, I will, actually the way it says in the instructions is I want to couple off of VC1, which is you couple off of it with a 50 ohm, or I used a 47 ohm cap off the ground, and you input that frequency in there. And then once you do that, I'm generating a tone. I will then adjust L1, 2, and 3 to the highest deviation on my S meter. Basically, let me go ahead and put the camera back up here so you see what's going on. Like I said, I'm not giving you details of how to do it. I'm just showing you kind of the process of doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and hook up my my input signal. And as you can hear now, I've got my input signal at 450 megahertz with my variable VC1 at 0, A&L off, RF gain to max, which is what you want to do for the settings. And then from there, like I said, I'm just going to tune L1, 2, and 3 for the highest deviation. In other words, the highest signal I can get. I'm going to go ahead and drop down my output a little bit here. Then I'm just going to take these tuning capacitors right here, and you could do it two ways. I could hook this up to, I've got a receiver audio output that's got a dummy load on it, and I could watch it on a meter and adjust it with a meter. But I personally, I just use the tone, and I can tell between the tone and the meter when I'm at a high signal. Barely moving, but right there, I'm telling you, it is touchy too, boy. I don't know if you guys can hear that difference in tone, but there's a slight tone difference, and definitely the S meter went up. But anyway, there, I now have the IS section tuned. Basically, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the second part of this alignment, and basically here, using my same signal generator, I'm going to couple off of off the antenna, and then I will set band A at 6, 1 megahertz, and 1.4. So basically, it'll be both sides of the spectrum on each side of it, and in the center. And obviously, you're trimming those so that you have the strongest signal. I mean, basically, you're tuning them to the frequency. And that's pretty much all you got to do to align a radio. I'm going to continue to go through here, and actually, I'm done with the IS section now. Which, by the way, you want to let the radio warm up for about 15 minutes before you start tuning it too, because you want it to stabilize. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take my coupling capacitor off of VC1 since I'm done with that alignment now. And then basically what will happen next is I will take and move my signal generator to the antenna. Oh, come on. Like so, which it can be grounded anywhere. There we go. And I'll show you one of these, and then I'm just going to go ahead and, you don't want to watch me for an hour sitting here bouncing around, because usually I'll go through it twice, and I usually like to start in the center, then I'll go to the outsides, tune each one of them, and then go back and retune them twice, because you're never going to be exact on all of them, but you want to get the best spectrum you have across the whole dial, basically is what I'm trying to say here. So I've got my frequency or my RF generator still hooked up, so now I'm going to start in the center on band A. So I switch over to band A. I'm going to move my tuner to approximately 1 megahertz here in the middle. 1 megahertz here. Because I need to be on C range, you idiot. Sorry, folks. Learning curve here. Get it tuned onto my frequency counter now. Okay, there's 1 megahertz exactly. Now then, basically, I'm going to go through the same tuning process. That down a little bit. I know that gets irritating, but and then what I'm looking for is L1 and L5, which then I just need to pull my instructions out here and find L1 and L5, which L1 and L5 here. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but hear that little. There we go. That's band A for 1 megahertz. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to trim for 60 megahertz or 60 kilohertz, and then 1.4 both sides. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all that, but that's basically what you go through for the alignment procedure. Fortunately, I have the service manual to do the alignment on it. Alignment's very important, especially after I replaced all the caps. Anyway, we're getting really knocked down on this radio. After I get, let me turn this down. Golly, I don't know why I keep doing that. I know you don't want to listen. That's irritating on the video. We're editing it and realized, man, I need to cut that thing down. That'll drive a person crazy. But anyway, basically, that's the process I'm going to go through. Basically, I will peak it for optimum in the middle and on both sides, and kind of get everything to where it's at its best it can be on both left side and center. I mean, that's, I guess, the best way to describe it, using the tuning coils over here, and using my signal generator to generate a frequency to tune by. That's pretty much exactly what you're doing. But anyway, like I said, that's about. I'm going to round that up, go ahead and get it tuned, and I ordered a LED. I do want to put an LED on this meter here. I'll have to turn on the lights off to see how you'll see my LEDs look on the front. I really like it. It's real mellow. But I do want to light the display here. But next time you see it, the radio should be put together, and hopefully I'll even have a long wire installed so we can listen to some broadcast out there. Anyway, everybody, have a great day. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please take a chance to subscribe.